Good morning, beautiful people. Mark Angelo here on this beautiful, lovely, cold Friday morning in Silver City, New Mexico. I wanted to make a video this morning. Whenever something strikes my fancy or I get my little feathers ruffled or moved or whatever the word is, I like to express, and I express by making a video and bringing you all in. And that's what I do. Last night after the show, I had this. This thing worked better. I had this friend on Facebook, ex-friend on Facebook, as I unfriended, who posted a comment, on a link that I shared, and the link was on womenarehuman.com. There was an article that they shared: dangerous transgender perv spied on young girls, now demands access to women's prison. And I shared that particular link on my wall, and I wrote, why are we allowing this as a society? More and more we're seeing this more and more unfold very, very rapidly. So he proceeds to write on the comment section. He writes, it has nothing to do with the post, but what are your views as far as LGBT rights issues? So I'm like, where's this guy going on with this? What is he trying to say? And let me go here so I can read it here in case you guys are commenting. And sure enough, Baylor of the way, good morning, bro. Good morning, Baylor. So let me try to load this on my phone. And I said, regarding what specifically? I said, I see everyone as human. I don't do well with labels and people trying to be victims. I hate politics, and I hate when politics uses people to push agendas, which is what we're seeing this day and age, right? Hello, Kid Next. Good morning to you. And what is it, Redeemable Soul? Good morning to you too. So he proceeds to write all of it: gay, bi rights, transgender rights, etc., gay marriage, gay serving in the military forces, so-called sodomy laws, anti-discrimination laws, transgender birth, certificate changes, bathroom laws, etc. And I said, well, I believe in the right of people expressing themselves without medical intervention. I believe people should not need validation of others to believe in themselves, which I find that's, a big problem in the trans community. I think that advocacy pushes too hard and removes the right of others for their own benefits, as we're seeing being done to women, that trans women are trying to take the ladder and step on women so they could get their rights and cost on women's privacy and women's health and children and all that stuff. Said, I don't believe in the institution of marriage for anyone, really. It has become a business, and we are all falling for it. Who you want to go to bed with is your own problem, not mine. I believe children should be left alone and not forced into some adult's ideology. If you don't look like you belong in a said bathroom and you are making someone uncomfortable, then use the single stall or hold it till you get home. I think that this whole changing document is ridiculous. People should not be people. People should be people. Documents are a form of control, and sex is unchangeable. So why should birth certificates be changed? You can't change history. Changing a birth certificate, it's like say this person was never born this way. Well, that's lies, right? So he writes, marriage is necessary so we aren't bound to our biological families and can create new families with regards to the law. What rights is advocacy removing? And I said, they blind us to the system. And marriage is between two people and the state. It's kind of strange. It's strange if you ask me. Then if you want divorce, a judge decides who gets what. It's a business, really. And Kitten X, let's see, you guys saying anything that I need to respond to? No. Okay, so he writes, and I definitely take issue with anyone labeling my sexuality and those it concerns as a problem, quote unquote. You could tell he's trying to bait me. You could tell he's trying to start an argument, but I wasn't going to fall for it. I said, and he writes, I don't have any patience, sympathy, empathy, or time for people who choose to view homosexuality in a negative context. I said, frankly, people get to I've said, frankly, people get too much into people's business. What two consenting adults do in their bedroom is their problem. So then he writes, problem? Question mark. Again, he's trying to bait me. I said, you are reading too much into my words. Communication on social media is tricky. He then proceeds to ask me, do you view homosexuality as a sin, negative, problem, issue, etc.? I said, it is none of anyone's business what two people do in their bedroom. I wasn't going to give him what he wanted, because my views on something, those are mine, and I'm not going to sit there and be pigeonholed or put into a box. So I said, precisely, are my views that important? Why are you asking me all these questions? And I know that he was trying to bait me. So he writes, yes, I don't associate myself with people who have toxic ideals, and believing that homosexuality is bad is toxic. You added me. I made it clear on my page that if you think homosexuality is wrong, do not add me. I don't surround myself with the kind of negativity. First of all, not to be arrogant, but I've been an advocate. I've been out for a long time. I've had a Facebook page since 2010. I very rarely request anybody's friendship on Facebook unless it's somebody that my wife knows or somebody that I know personally. But all the people that I've gotten on Facebook are usually people that request my friendship. So I don't like go adding some stranger. I don't even know who this guy is. So I don't know what he's on about. So I said, I stated my views above. I stated my views, excuse me, on my wall, on my show all the time. My main belief is with people pushing their agenda in people's faces. Child pedophilia and children being pushed to transition are a big problem, in my opinion. And then he proceeds to go, I'm asking a specific question. Again, he's trying to corner me. He's trying to be all, whatever. Good morning, beloved. He said, look at the cost of marriage and funerals. That speaks for itself. Yep, totally. I mean, it's a massive business. So I said, I answered, I was a lesbian for over 30 years. My sister is a lesbian. I have many gay friends. I have many friends in the world who think differently than me. I don't push people to answer questions or interrogate them. He writes, I'm not transgender. My question has nothing to do with that or pedophilia. You did not answer the question. Do you believe that homosexuality is wrong? Again, he's trying to pigeonhole me. He's trying to interrogate me. He's trying to put me in a corner, right? And I said, I've answered it. I said it's not my business who goes to bed with whom. I'm not want to say what is right or wrong. That is between the person and their own belief system. We're not in a court of law, and I'm not appreciating your interrogation. I don't do well with being pushed or cornered. I've given you more than I would usually. I don't know you. You are one of many friends here on Facebook. So he proceeds to write, you're obviously dodging the question. And he wrote this after I went to bed. So I read this last comment this morning. Just as a person of color would never want to associate with someone who holds racist ideals, why would a homosexual want to be associated with a person who holds anti-gay ideals? Considering that you're transgender, hypocrisy comes to mind. And again, you added me. So I proceeded and I said, I have not said that I hold any anti-gay ideals. I don't like being cornered or interrogated. I deal with assholes all day, either trolls on my show or nasty emails from people sharing, for me sharing my opinion. People don't want to hear my opinion. They want to hear what they want to hear. I did not add you. I don't add or look for particular people on Facebook. I've had a Facebook account since 2010. I've been a public figure since 2006, advocating for trans community. Now I advocate against the medicalization and the transitioning of children. And I said, if you really had good intentions, you would have PM'd me the question. Instead, you did it on the above status. That was your intent. Frankly, I could care less what people think. I don't live to please people or to stroke their belief systems. I believe in empowering people to have freedom of speech without being shamed. Not everyone is going to agree with people and how they decide to live their life. People need to learn to wear their big boys and girl pants. Then he writes, I'm asking because I want to know who is in my periphery. If you believe homosexuality to be wrong, then personally, I don't want to be associated with that kind of toxicity. Racism equals homophobia, he mentions. He mentions, why would a person of color associate with someone who harbors racist belief? Notice how he's like pushing this person of color. This is what these, what are they called? The justice warrior, what is it again? Social justice warriors do. They try to pin people against people and they try to corner you. And I said, I am not a person of color. I'm a Cuban. I sure as heck did not add you, but I did unfriend you because I unfriended him. I said, a person may not agree with your lifestyle or who you want to sleep with, but many still are amicable and respectful. I am sick and tired of the political hold you and those like you are trying to have on this world. I could care less what comes to your warped mind, and I see exactly what you and others like you are doing. Hence why I stand up for freedom of speech as I stand up for freedom of expression. However, I am against bullying, which many of you live to do to others while claiming you are being bullied. I stand up for women and children overall to protect them from the harm of the likes of you and your political agenda, which is destroying them. Now, there is nothing for you to see here. I am friended and I will unassociate. I don't do bullies or mansplaining, and I find this. I've been part of the LGBT community since I was 16 years old. I used to go into gay clubs. I wasn't even of age, but they would let me in. I've been around a lot of gay men and a lot of lesbians, and now I've been around a lot of trans people. I believe everybody has the right to express who they are. Obviously, I do. I believe that everyone has the need, to feel loved, and I'm not against that. What I'm against totally is the bullying, the likes of this guy, of what he was trying to pin me, because, I express how I feel. I've been vocal since 2006. I've been on many TV shows, documentaries. I'm a very vocal person, and I state what I feel. But damn if I'm going to allow anybody, especially a gay man, to try to pigeonhole me and try to corner me against the wall and interrogate me. Good morning, everyone. Let's see who else I have here. AK. Good morning, AK. Thank you for joining me. Scott. Good morning, Scott. Who else do I have here? Redeemable Soul. It was different 20 years ago. Totally different. I mean, this day and age, I don't know what it is. It's like I remember when I first came out, you didn't sit there and hold hands and kiss face in front of everybody. I had a girlfriend, we did our stuff in closed doors. We didn't have to sit there and wave the flag and proud and be this and get used to it and all this stuff. I mean, it's like, why do people have to do that? There are children in the world that don't need to see this. And we're seeing a ton of people wanting to I posted an article on my Facebook page where there's this FTM and an MTF, and they're raising up children, and now the boy is being made into the daughter. I mean, it's like, why all this perversion? Why all this in your face? Why do people have to do that? Why can't there be some sort of decency? I love you all hearing, but back to cleaning. Okay, go back and clean, King. Next, thank you for joining. Redeemo says, it's pushed in your face now and it's too much. I used to enjoy going out to the clubs, but it's so out now. Yeah, it's crazy. Totally crazy. Hello, JB. Let's see. My chat wasn't working. I was the only one that commented. LOL. Is it working now? So yeah, I wanted to share that because I don't think it's right for any minority to bully others, because then they become just as bad as the one they claim they are bullying. I don't think it's right for people to put people, in a corner and ask them, what are your beliefs in such and such? Like I said, I don't care what anybody does behind their closed doors. We live in a world with other people. We need to learn how to coexist. We need to learn how to be respectful. This anything goes mentality, and then people that have a different view than you, but they're still being amicable. What, you don't want any association with somebody? I mean, I'm friends with all sorts of different people in the world. Do I have to agree that they use whips and chains in their bedroom? What they do in their bedroom, that's their problem. I'm not going to be friends with them because of that, or I'm not going to be friends with somebody because they eat meat because I'm a vegan. I mean, we all have our lives to lead. We all have our belief system. We all have our ways of being. We can learn to coexist and be respectful. But, do not put people in a corner and make people seem like they're a bad person if they don't believe exactly how you want them to believe. And fifth world says, I became clear to me, don't let them shine your godly light. Yeah. And I did. And I stood up. Actually, somebody wrote in my defense on here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's not it. They wrote, an extreme need to accurate willingness to interrogate, certainly in what he speculates. A healthy person can communicate with and even love someone with vastly different moral beliefs. Now, not many people are that healthy, and building an echo chamber around oneself is common, but normal people simply delete someone once they notice a pattern of distasteful sentiments. So we have an extreme need that leads to willingness to breach social norms and interrogate. The interrogation itself serves two purposes. First, it satisfies the need to correlate for viewpoint, but perhaps more importantly, it satisfies the need to correlate for temperament. A person who accepts the breach and accepts a certain role and gives over power. And by refusing to provide a sufficiently explicit, which is what this other person was trying to do, reassurance of your viewpoint, you are refusing to participate in the power game, which is a serious diminution of his power. Remember that the weak seek out weakness and strength seeks out the strength. And I said, you know, I will never give my power away or subdue to others. I clearly saw what he was doing and refused to play along. Thank you for seeing what this world and those in it have tried to do to others. And the person who saw it wrote, the way you were dealing with him made it clear that you knew what he was up to. You were being more patient with that passive aggressive BS than I could be. And I was, you know, I was trying to be amicable because, you know, in the past, my words have been taken and they've been twisted. People have tried to make me seem like I'm some sort of bigot and an animal. I mean, the trans community right now pretty much wants to, you know, tie me in the stake and burn me, you know, but I will always speak up for what's right. You know, I'm not anti anything. I am for freedom of speech. I am for people and their expression, but I am for coexisting. If one person's rights takes away another person's right, then that's not right in my eyes. Totally, totally wrong. Let me see. Use coma. Still say they're using what you guys are saying. Let's see. I still say they are using the agenda to bastardize the divine androgynous mother. Totally, totally. That's what it is, fifth world. It's a manipulation to bastardize, to destroy the true androgyny. Scott says, worlds are language easily twisted. Love, a vibration, not a word to box and control. Absolutely. Fifth world says, I became clear to me, don't let them shine your godly light. Fifth world, you are so right, says Dottie. Let's see. Don't have to accept anything. Don't have to accept anything not done in love. Totally, Scott. I mean, and you could see, I mean, somebody else read the interaction and they saw right through the intent of this person. To me, it's just, you know, and I unfriend because I don't need friends, you know, that are going to judge me like that. Let me see, am I breaking up here? I don't need friends that are going to, you know, judge me like that. I don't need friends that are going to try to question my wall, what I put up, because I'm always educating. I use Facebook as an educating tool. I will put, you know, links up there of articles and things that I feel that are important. You know, I will always stand up for women. You know, I got your back. You're my number one. I will always stand up for children. Any child abuse, and that includes parents transitioning kids because of their own warped needs, I will talk against it. I will talk against and fight against pedophilia any day of the week. You know, I mean, it's just, I won't stand up for those. You know, I won't put up with any of that stuff. And, you know, I don't care how people view me. I don't care how I get attacked. I don't care how many death threats I get. I'm not going to back down. And Fitwell said, what's the mem? Use commas, don't look crazy. Let's eat grandma or let's eat grandma. Right. Only judging self. Totally. totally. But, you know, it's like, obviously, you know, they've got issues with their own sexuality. When somebody has to stand up like that and make their life into a political statement, something's wrong. Something's not right. Because live your life, live freely. Don't worry about what other people think of you. I mean, I outgrew that after I got out of high school. You know, it's like, I don't care what people think of me. I know that not everyone's going to agree with me. I can't be loved by everyone. And if I'm looking to be loved by everyone, then I have a problem. Judging is protecting, totally. Like you're doing right now, Pogies. What am I doing right now? Posting reality, stating what actually is, that the agenda is dark and it has ulterior motives, that it's trying to bully other people. I could care less what you think, Pogus Mahoon. You know, if you're thinking that I'm doing something wrong, then what are you doing here? There's other channels for you to watch. Just the name calling, I'll let Fifth World said, just the name calling, I'll let you make your point, but please don't harass or call names. Thank you, Fifth World, for taking care of Pogies there. Talking about sexuality on your soapbox. Yeah, this is my soapbox, and I am speaking truths. They may not be your truth, but they are my truth and the general public's truth. Thank you, Fifth World. You know, we will not give a platform to those that want to shame those individuals that have had enough of being bullied by this political agenda. Like I said, I'm not against anybody expressing. I'm not against anybody loving whoever they want to love. Love is free for the taking. It doesn't matter what you have between your legs. Love is love, and we are spirits having a human experience. And, you know, when you want to make a political agenda out of it, then it becomes warped. Then it becomes darkened. Then it becomes filthy. It's no longer about love. It's no longer about just being. Now it becomes a flag, and people want to wave this flag. And once they're waving this flag, then they're taking away other people's rights. And like I mentioned earlier, if your right takes away somebody else's right, then it's not right at all. And I won't put up with it. I will speak against it. Fifth World says we're all going to have to learn how to deliver our message of love and love with love, and the very first one that needs to work on this. And we all need to work on it. You know, I think it's important that we learn how to express what we feel while having compassion for others, you know, and learning how to get our message across in a gentle way. And I think that's very important. But a lot of these advocates, they don't care about anything but their own message, and they don't care who they take down while they're doing so. Scott says, I was attacked and assaulted as a child. They need no platform. I still love them, but will call out also. Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the things I notice a lot about this political movement, they're very violent, and they will lie, cheat, and steal to get their point across. You know, like this whole concept that happened last week with the Native American and those kids. They just had an interview on today's show, or I don't know if it was yesterday's Today's Show or today's show, but they interviewed everyone, and you could see the young man was totally being coached. He did, in a sort of way, kind of apologize for reacting the way that he did. You know, people are trying to crucify Philip, the Native American, and then they're trying to minor on the majors, you know, and people are just missing the whole message of what took place there. And we're all being played like violins so we could fight one another. And who wins in all of this? The political agendas. They're the ones waving the flags, and they're the ones ramming their messages down people's throats. Dottie, hello. Small, ignorant people harass others. Better to see the Christ in others. Yes. Baylor says yes. They're going to come against you just like they come against all the rest of us. I am proud of you standing in your truth. Great work. Thank you, Fifth World. Thank you so much, sister. It's important work. It's work that I know that needs to be done. And I'll put up with whatever. I'm strong. I can take it. Nothing that other people say is going to make me stop saying it, you know. And, you know, my wife, I know that she will get stronger. I see it. I wouldn't have married her had I not seen her in me, because I truly believe we are twin. We're twin souls, twin flames, and we were put together for a reason. And we will stand up as a couple and do what the right thing is and speak truth. But I'm very proud of her. She's come a long way. I love her to death. She's my angel, you know. The Creator put her there for me to protect and love, and together we will be a force to be reckoned with. Isn't that right, baby? Yeah, that's right. She's in a much better mood today. She, you know, has to work through things. She's a very gentle soul, you know. I wouldn't call her weak. I would just call her very gentle and very empathic. I've just have learned to deal with bullies all of my life, you know, and I've had the years of training to be able to deal with that. You know, I'm 54 years old and I've been dealing with bullies since I was 16. So I'm a soldier, and I won't back down for anyone. Hello, Sandy. Thank you for joining me. Respectfully speaking with others, making a point of respect. That's what I stand for. Totally, Sandy. And let's see what it's about to say. The global consciousness is on the rise. They have to try to create divide now more than ever. That is so true. That is so true, because they're fearful. People that fear need to attack, you know. Let's see. Yes, God, I believe that you're absolutely on point. That is the very last thing they have. They're even losing the use of fear now. Exactly. And Sandy says, thank you, Mark, for respecting me, the others, and your wife. Always. There's always respect. That's the only way to communicate. Once people lose respect, communication is lost. People may agree to disagree. People might have different belief system. But as long as we coexist, love and respect one another, that's what's going to make this beautiful world become heaven on earth again. You know, that's it. We continue to be disrespectful, to name call, to be rude, and not respecting each other's space, then we have a problem. We have a massive problem. And, you know, we are all different. That's what makes chocolate and vanilla. We all should be allowed to live and coexist, living our truth without forcing it down other people's throats, without harming one another, or without harming ourselves. And that's, you know, that's my big pet peeve. You know, I think that this medicalization of what this two-spirit nature has become is diabolical. They're making money out of the suffering of other people and not delivering, because there is not one person that's altered their bodies that have come out the way they want to come out and are not facing some sort of medical issue. And if they're not facing it right away, they will face it as years progress. There's not one person that's done this that has come out with a thinking like, gosh, maybe this wasn't the answer. Maybe I could have done this differently. Many won't admit to it, but I could bet my head, put it on a platter, that everyone thinks after a while that, wow, maybe I should have done this a little differently. You know, things they didn't come out as I thought they would, because they can't. Biology cannot be changed. You know, you can't force people to bake somebody's cake if their beliefs are that they're against what those persons are doing. So go find somebody that will bake your cake. Why do you have to force somebody to bake your cake that doesn't feel that you are respecting their beliefs? We need to learn to respect each other's belief. If I want you to respect my belief, then I have to respect your beliefs too. That's how it works. And Sandra says, Balor of the way, what you mean by that? And what did Balor say? Let's see. Okay, Balor. Just missing the wings. Who's missing the wings? Oh, I get you, that you're missing your wings. Yeah, you know, we will all get our wings soon, hopefully. You know, it's like, what a world, huh? What a world. Every day it gets more and more bizarre. You know, and it's like the screaming people that are screaming for their rights, for what they want, what they need. It's all narcissism. That's all it is. You know, people falling in love with themselves, you know, with their needs and forgetting that, hey, wait a minute, we live in a world with other people in it. If you're just pushing your needs and your beliefs, you might be pushing somebody else out of the planet, all to get what you want. We need to learn as a species to coexist, to communicate, to think of each other, not just ourselves. Yes, it is a great time to be alive and dead, Scott. Totally. And Beller says, Linda being an angel, she has the hollow. Yes, she's an amazing human being, very loving, gentle soul, you know, who's, you know, from the moment that she came to this world, you know, was misunderstood, you know, was pushed by her loving parents, because I don't want to blame parents, and no parents gets any manual, you know, to believe the way that they saw fit, you know, did not give her the space to be the sensitive person that she is. And because of that, all this suffering has had to happen, you know. Hello, Paris. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, it's learning to see, to really see, not just for face value, but to really see deep inside. I love the movie Avatar when they say, I see you. Because when you truly see someone, you see inside their heart and their soul, not about the exterior. That's the problem we have. That's why we keep missing the mark, because we continue to want to have people see us by our fleshy body, by the clothes we wear, by what we put on our faces. No, we need to truly go inward. Actually, I'm going to share. Let me see that. This was very, very awesome as well. Somebody, a friend of mine on Facebook, wrote me this little, if you guys bear with me, I don't know what this thing is going so slow. They write, listening to the show from yesterday, in the beginning, speaking of male and female energy, God, creator, etc., I had this experience about 26 years ago when I left my body. I did that often back then and met a spirit. It was both very feminine and masculine. I asked it, are you male or female? Telepathically. It told me I was not ready and sent me back. I woke up wondering, what the heck? But now I understand. I united my sides during these years and feel much more at peace with it all. That's the key. She united her sides, both her male and female side, and feels more at peace with it all. Seems that the guides I have been working with all these years were definitely doing their best to show me other worlds. One was a place that all beings there were androgynous. Look, maybe either. Okay, but it was all energy related, which isn't that what it's all about? All energy. Animals were also part of the consciousness. Everyone seemed at peace with one another, and there was no need for air or food or speech, telepathically only. It was very beautiful. I long to go back. I did a few times, but I haven't since I've returned to the West. That I can remember anyway. Sorry for such a long email. Your talk just sparked up some memories. So, I mean, look at the theme, and this is a theme that I've been seeing time and time again. Not to take the material world seriously, because we are spirits having a human experience. Let us not get caught up in that experience of matter. Also, that we are androgynous. We need both our male and our female sides, and we're here, in my opinion, to learn how to balance those. You know, that's very, very important. I mean, that's a common theme, and you know, love is a common theme. We're here to learn to love, to balance our female and male energy, and not to take matter so seriously. And Fifth Girl says, I will tell you all every day, I feel more cleared up and healthy. What a journey, what a process. It is. It's an amazing, amazing process. I don't disrespect anyone that is of the enemy. Yeah, disrespecting people is of the enemy. The accuser is of the enemy. It wants to confuse us. It wants to have us question one another. It wants us to fight one another. It wants us to make us feel like we're victims. You know, it wants us to want validation because it wants validation. You know, it wants to accuse. It wants all this negative stuff, and it's trying to spread that spirit of hatred inside of us, you know? All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. We have a show tonight, as usual, at 5:30, and we're going to talk about the 3 kinds of men, you know, some tips to help you unwind your busy monkey mind, because we're always thinking we got that monkey mind. We need to learn how to calm those thoughts. What else? I'm looking at my notes here. Let's see. The arthritis in childhood becoming the new normal. I mean, we're seeing all these new childhood diseases that children weren't getting. Why is that? You know, why is that? And then our transgender corner, gay people push to change their gender. That's the transgender corner for today. And of course, a meditation manifestation moment for the evening. Paris says, love you all. Just stopped by to say hello. Got to go do laundry. Take care, Paris. I'm going to get off myself soon because got to go to the gym and then I got to go do our groceries. Scott, thank you. I'm too powerful for all that nonsense. That's right, Scott. We need to embrace our light, our love, our power, our peace, our awesomeness. Enough of being told how wrong we are. Enough of being pigeonholed and interrogated and bullied. You know, it's funny because I mean, minorities talk about being bullied, but sometimes some of the people inside that minority are the biggest bullies of all. Have a blessed day to you too, Dottie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Fifth World, for having my back earlier, my wonderful moderator and friend. Thank you all for tuning in. Please tune in tonight so you could catch my wife and I on another episode or segment of Real Talk with the Cummings. We're here for you. We're here to build community, to build a safe space, and people could feel loved no matter what. But at the same time, you know, don't let that minority status make you cocky and victimhood, because that's not what it's about either. It's about balancing. It's about knowing who you are and who you are truly. Love you too, Ray. Love you, brother. Yeah, you've seen it, right? It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. I mean, you know, and you get it. I know you get it. You know, it's like, gosh. All right, guys. See you guys tonight. Love you. But remember to always, this is so important. I can't stress it enough, to love yourselves too. See you tonight. Take care.